All right. Welcome back. So let's go ahead and talk about courage. As leaders, there's something to be said about being courageous. And so I have this amazing quote by Nelson Mandela. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. And I wanted to spend a little time talking about courage, particularly because we're also celebrating Pride Month. It's June. And there's a lot of things happening with the LGBTQ community, and I wanted to come and talk about who we need to be in order to be our authentic selves. And you know what? That takes a lot of courage. Being courageous is something that needs to be practiced. It's something that, with having a support system, making decisions that affect you and may affect the people that you work with, may affect your organizations, may affect your team, also take a lot of courage. And so I have a small reflection here that I want to share with you and then maybe talk a little bit about it. Leadership often demands courage, the willingness to speak up, stand firm, or venture into the unknown. Courage does not imply that fear is absent. Rather, it signifies the ability to lead despite it. Progress frequently begins on the other side of discomfort. And leaders who embrace this truth inspire their teams to do the same. Cultivating courage can create a culture where innovation and growth thrive. By modeling bravery, leaders empower their teams to take risks and explore new adventures. Now, I think the call of action here is to identify something that creates fear that may be holding you back from taking the necessary steps. Commit to take a small action towards confronting that fear, regardless of how perfect or imperfect it might be, and practice and gradually build your courage and push yourself, right? Responsible for our own limitations, identifying our limitations, and really being barriers. So, why is courage so important? Everybody has a history, everybody has a past, everybody has circumstances in which they've needed to exercise a certain level of courage to move forward. And it could be because something traumatic happened, it could be because something at work shifted the dynamics, it shifted how you needed to do the work, it shifted how you relate to people. Courage will support you in your ability to make really hard decisions and modeling that for the people that you work with. Sometimes we know when the time to move on has come, and you have to be courageous and make a decision because it's going to impact you, but it's also going to impact the people around you. Maybe it's something that it's happening in your own personal life, and it's time to take a risk, take a leap, do something different. Oftentimes it's about the things that we fear the most because we are comfortable. And so practicing courage is about living in the uncomfortable spaces where you have to continuously push yourself to do more, to be more. And oftentimes it requires a certain level of self serving decision making so that you can keep pushing forward. And in leadership, there are times in which you have to be self serving for yourself so that you can push forward. And other times there is a different level of courage, which is about selflessness, where you put other people in front of you. And so courage goes both ways. There's times where you have to speak up and say what needs to be said because you're also an advocate. And there's cost to everything that we do. And people in the LGBTQ community, people who change their environments, people who migrate into this country, all exercise a very unique level of courage. And I invite you to honor someone in your life that has exemplified that. They've been courageous despite the fear, that they have gone outside of their comfort zone, that they have voiced their thoughts and ideas and opinions, that they have advocated for a community, that they've become an ally and an advocate, spite the fear of what might be or what this might become or the outcome of doing something that is outside of the realm of what you do each and every day. So, simple conversation today about courage, about resiliency, about finding your voice, speaking up, being an ally, advocating for others. And remember, fear is healthy. It's okay to have some fear. It is also okay to know that regardless of fear, it is what we do that truly shows how courageous we are for the things that matter to us and for how we support the people around us. All right. Thank you for your time. Practice courage this month, whether you're an ally or a part of the LGBTQ community. Let's remind ourselves that there is still a lot to be fought for. There's still a lot of equity to bring about into this community. And let's rally together. Let's support each other. And let's find meaning in this work, in our relationships, and in our partnerships. And can't leave this conversation without saying, love is love. Happy Pride.